Hello and welcome back to the South Western Vehicle Auctions YouTube channel. You're joined by me, Owen. You should know me by now. I'm a classic car specialist here at SWVA. And today we're going to be looking at 10 picks from our upcoming summer classic car auction that takes place on the 25th of July. We've got 93 cars in total, so lots of variation, something for everybody we like to think in this auction. Anything from no reserve all the way up to 45 to 50,000 pounds worth of motor car. We've got it all here. And today I want to kick off with something that I hope a lot of our audience will be able to relate to. It's this beautiful little Vauxhall Cavalier Cabriolet, a 1987 example, one of just 29 Cavalier Cabriolets left on the road in the UK. Now, if you don't know much about these cars, the body kit designing on these was done by Ermsha, so that covers the external styling and the interior styling as well. Got those beautiful Recaro style bucket seats in the front, finished in a beautiful grey cloth interior in very, very tidy condition, matches the outside perfectly actually. Obviously these are powered by the 1.8 litre engine. It was commonly seen in the Cavaliers of this era, and this car comes with an exceptional amount of history with it as well. Lots of MOTs and invoices to go with it, including the original purchase invoice, which when the car was purchased for £11,319. Less £4,200 for a little Vauxhall Nova that they traded in against it, which is a nice amount of history. Brilliant little car, this one. Nice little cheap to start us off. This one's got an estimate of £1,900 to £2,900. And I think, to be honest with you can pick it up even towards that top end of the figure. You've got a lovely little great starter classic there for you. Obviously Cabriolet, perfect time of year for it. Very, very nice car indeed. Get your hands on this one. So the next one we're going to be looking at in this video is this beautiful little Fiat Abarth Tribute. Now, it's not a genuine Fiat Abarth, but it's a very, very nice tribute indeed. Obviously it's got the Abarth badging all over the shop. Now this one it's not got a great deal of history with it. It's more just because of the pocket sized fun that you could have with this car. It was originally built in Poland in 1996, and then it made its way to the UK in 2016. It's been here ever since. Tons of MOTs, bills, invoices, you name it, it's got it that way, in that way. And it's also got a letter as well from the homologation team at Fiat Chrysler, I think it was at the time, showing that it was built in Poland. It is a sort of matching numbers vehicle and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, nice example, this one. Like I say, it's not anything particularly special. It's not a very expensive car. Obviously it is a left-hand drive example, having been built abroad, but it is just a perfect little amount of fun. I think if you're looking to get into classics, you maybe have that little bit more to spend as a starter budget. This car will be perfect for you. Obviously the size makes it quite cute, makes it easy to store if you've got a garage. Doesn't take up your whole garage space like some of the other cars in here possibly would. So yeah, nice little one, this one. We got an estimate of £4,500 to £5,500, and to be honest with you, I think even if you could pick it up for that top bracket even more, 126s are making that now in the market. They're becoming a very popular thing, and they're almost got as much desirability about them as the Fiat 500, so come get your hands on this one. Here we are then, lot number 38. It's this beautiful little Ford Sierra Ghia, 2.9i Ghia. This one's the 4x4 model, so extremely rare car. Obviously all the Ford stuff seems to be popping off at the moment, not just the fast Ford stuff, but even the stuff in the middle like this, it really is popping off in the market. It's attracting all the interest, it's fetching all the money at the moment, and this one is one of the rarest things I think you'll find, especially in this sort of condition. Obviously, like I say, it's the 2.9i Ghia 4x4. Now this one is obviously powered by the 150 brake horsepower Clone V6, and it's the Ghia trim as well, so very, very rare. It's only just had 4 recorded owners from new. The V5 states just 4 owners, so low ownership for a Ford again, and not many people have had it in their hands, which I think explains possibly why it's in the condition we see it in here today. It comes with some service history and some MOT as well, services between 2,000 miles and 23,000 miles, so it covers some of that early history, and it's showing just 50,000 miles on the clock today, which we believe to be correct. However, we don't really have the sufficient paperwork in the later history to back that up, which is a shame. But I think if you just have a look at this car, you can sort of tell, that's probably an accurate figure. Like I say, very rare and desirable, these things. There's been a lot of interest in this car already, and if you're just seeing this now, I reckon you can have a look at it for yourself, because it's definitely worth getting your hands on. We've got an estimate of £5,500 to £6,500 on this car. I think it's worth every penny. Obviously inside and out, a very clean car, sunroof as well. What do you want? Moving slightly higher up the scale now, we've got this beautiful Toyota MR2 Mark 1 in the red. Fantastic example, number 41 on the upcoming auction. Now it's a 1986 car. This one has been owned by the vendor for a very long time indeed. Just 74,000 miles from new on this example. I think the condition of it emphasises that completely. Now we're going towards the £10,000 mark here for this type of car, but I think you know, it's worth it. How often do you see a Mark 1 MR2 on the road these days? You don't. How often do you see one in this sort of condition? You don't. It's a very, very rare old thing. It's had just 3 owners from new. In fact, it has been owned by the vendor since 1991. It's got all sorts of maintenance and history information on it. It's got the owner's handbook, dealer's directory, comprehensive service record as well, which has 19 service stamps in it, so it covers the mileage in its entirety almost, alongside the MOTs. It warrants the mileage of 74,000. Like I say, very nice example indeed. Interior's absolutely spotless. The outside of it is very, very good as well. Obviously, you've got the sunroof. Brilliant little things. These things are great fun. Obviously, mid-engine, rear-wheel drive. You know, perfect little small sports car. This one's got an estimate of £7,500 to £9,500 on it. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if it made more than that top bracket of the estimate, because it is a very, very, very clean car. Now, what I'm very excited to talk about and to show you is a fantastic example of what we call a modern classic. Lot number 47 is this year 2000 Jaguar XK8 Coupe. Covered just 29,000 miles from new, this car. Now, obviously, you can look at it. Its condition is fantastic. It's been very, very well looked after, finishing this beautiful topaz gold metallic over an ivory leather interior, the interior of which the front 2 seats have been covered throughout the vendor's ownership. So they've experienced like next to no wear at all. They're both in very good condition. We've had the covers off. We decided to put them back on for viewing, just so they don't get damaged while they're here, because I tell you what, it's just superb inside, superb outside, very, very clean car. And it comes with all the history as well. It comes with a service book with 8 stamps in. It's got about £10,000 worth of invoices with it. Everything that's been done to this car has obviously been documented. And I think in the vendor's ownership, he's driven it very, very, very lightly. But other than that, it's been dry stored in the garage since it's been with us. It's just been inside and sat inside with us. So I believe it's never been out in the wet, but obviously I can't guarantee that sort of thing. Comes with the full book packs, which includes all the books. It's as you would expect for a car that has done very minimal mileage. It's obviously been looked over by the owners that it has had. We've given it an estimate of £8,500 to £9,500. And I think for a car that has a 4-litre V8 which produces 290 brake horsepower, it's worth every penny. Now, how often do we see an MGB in a classic car auction in the UK? Pretty much every other day, I would probably say. But this one, I don't think it's very often that they come along and they look like this. This beautiful example, lot number 43 in our upcoming summer classic car auction, is probably one of the best out there, I would say. Finishing this beautiful old English white over a black leather interior, it really does look the part. And this one's been owned by the vendor for the last 3 years, and he's had some work done to it in his time, but all the notable work, I believe, was done before his ownership, and it's left the car standing in this absolutely fantastic condition. Now, obviously, these cars are iconic for their very unique sounding 1.8 litre engine. Very, very nice sounding ones as well. I think that attracts a lot of people to them, but I think the condition of this one will attract a lot more people to it. It's got £23,000 worth of invoices to go towards, to show what sort of work, the type of work and what it has had done to it over the years. It's had a fantastic level of stuff. Very, very, very nice condition. Even underneath, I'm told, it's very clean as well. Obviously, I haven't quite seen that myself, but I'm told by the people who collected it, who saw the underneath when it went up on the trailer, that it's in very good condition. It's got the original owner's handbook with it and the passport to service as well. Unfortunately, there's not much information within those booklets, but it comes with them, which is also always a nice thing to have. And funny enough, this one's also got an MOT. It's MOT till September, so you've got a bit of a ticket left before it runs out. We've got an estimate on this one of £8,500 to £9,500, and I think for an MGB that is in this sort of condition, that is sort of the going rate for them nowadays. In fact, I've seen them go above that. 1972 MGB in fantastic condition. Now, I know what you're going to say. Really? Another Ford? But this one really does stand out from the rest. This one's probably the pick of the bunch that I've seen in a long while. It's a fantastic example of a 1985 Ford Escort XR3i in top condition. This car has recently undergone full restoration and renovation work as well, and it stands in this fantastic condition that you see it in here. Just it's been in the vendor's ownership for the last 6 years, and it's literally had everything done to it. One of 370 of these left on the UK roads, which is really, really, really crazy considering just how many of these were actually on the roads when they were new. So very few of them left, and this one's had absolutely everything gone through. The vendors had basically spared no expense on getting this to where it is today. It's had new front brake calipers, the injection system's been overhauled, it's had new valve stem seals, new water pump, new cam belt, new oil pump, full-on engine overhaul. It's literally had it all, this car. It's been gone through properly. It's how you'd expect a car to be restored, and the vendor has done it to a very, very good level indeed. Now, the sunroof is operational, it does work, however, the vendor's not quite happy with how it is. So what he's done is supplied a new sunroof with seals to come with the car for the new owner to fit. So I think that sort of thing where they just think about the next owner, and when they're not quite happy with things, I think it's always a good sign when they include stuff with the sale of the car. It just goes to show that they just want the car to be a very good example. Now, obviously, these XR3s, especially the tin top ones, so you see a lot of convertibles that the tin top ones are becoming extra desirable amongst a lot of the Ford stuff. This one's got an estimate of £10,000 to £12,000, which I think it could potentially smash that estimate if the right people come along, because it is a fantastic example. I think you'd have to go a long way to find a better one. Not many nice ones like this come to market, and it's a fantastic looking car. Come get your hands on it. Now, another Ford flying machine I bring you, lot number 51 in our upcoming auction. Another modern classic, but this one I'm sure will be worth every penny. It's a Ford Focus RS, 2003 one, 73,000 miles from new. This car has got an MOT till May next year, and it's in fantastic condition, considering the ownership, considering some of the lives that some of these Focus RSs would have been through. This one stands in a very good condition. Now, it received some light restoration work in 2020, which has helped boost it back up to where it is today, and it really does look the part. Obviously, these things are absolutely flying machines, powered by a 2-litre turbocharged Duratec engine, and this one comes with all sorts of history with it as well. £9,000 worth of invoices to back up all the work that's been done. It's got I believe it's got some service history with it as well. Very nice car indeed. It's been owned by the vendor for the past few years, and he's taken it as far as he can. He's decided to sell it on now. It's had a change of the dashboard. It's got a faux dashboard in there at the moment. There is the original dashboard to come with the car, so that's a nice little added extra for you. It's up to you whether you swap it back in or you sell it. You know, it's completely up to you. These things, I think, are only going to go up in value, just like the older Fords have. This one, you know, I think this may want to be maybe one of the Fords to have for the future, especially a Mark I RS. You know, there's very few of them left. So yeah, this one's got an estimate of it of 12 to 14,000. I'd say that's probably about the going rate for one of these. However, I do see them go higher, and with that sort of mileage on, the sky's the limit. Now, you haven't got deja vu. You probably have seen this car before. It's lot number 57 in our auction, a beautiful example of a Mark II Jaguar with a 3.4 litre engine. This one, manual with overdrive, very, very rare example indeed. Now, this car was actually sold for us before, back in 2015, and that was when the vendor purchased it from us, funny enough. Bought it in 2015, and he's owned it for the last 9 years, and in those 9 years, oh my goodness, has he gone through this car. This car has an astonishing £40,000 worth of invoices with it, and £30,000 of that expenditure was done since the vendor bought the car all the way back in 2015. It's had everything done to it, from mechanicals to cosmetics. It's in fantastic condition. He even bought a car coon for it as well, so it can sit in the garage in the winter and be protected from the elements fully. Nothing can drop in it, nothing can scratch it. It really is a fantastic example. Now, finished in this beautiful opalescent blue, which you can see on the E-Types as well, but looks fantastic on a Mark II Jag like this one. Interior is exceptional condition. There's not I can't make a fault of it on the outside, and it's got the right engine in as well, the 3.4 litre, which is, you know, widely regarded as much better than the 2.4 and much better than the 3.8 as well, which is obviously the slightly larger one. 3.4 was using the XK as well, so it's got plenty to go for it, this car. Amongst that expenditure, there's probably way more detail I could go into. All I would say is anybody who's interested in this car, please come down and have a look at it. Please come down and have a look at the history file, because you will not regret it. There's so much to go through. I think your eyes will be watering at the end of it, to be honest with you. This one's got an estimate of 12 to 14 on it, which I think is an extremely conservative estimate. I wouldn't be surprised if this car blew it out of the water. It is that good. So come and have a look and take a look at it for yourself. And here we are then, with probably the star of the show, I'd say. It's lot number 70 here. This beautiful example of a Jaguar E-Type, Series 1.5, 2+2, in fantastic condition, in this gunmetal grey, which is one of the best colours to have an E-Type in my humble opinion. There's a very nice original feel car. It's been owned by the vendor for the last 18 years, so it comes from a long period of ownership, which I think is a rarity with E-Types nowadays. I think a lot of them change hands every sort of 2 or 3 years, so this one is in tip-top, you know, low ownership condition. Interior-wise, a few little cracks and bits on the leather, but no real rips, no real wear and tear. Fully savable if you wanted to, or if you like the patinated look, you know, you could keep it like that as well. Now, this car has £5,500 worth of invoices with it. and a large bulk of that comes from earlier this year when the car underwent some major restoration and renovation work. Work to the differential was done, work to the exhaust system, the brakes, suspension, mounts, you name it, it's had it done. It's now in a beautiful working order. It's obviously got the automatic gearbox in. E-Types, you probably know enough about them. They are iconic. They are one of the best, one of the most expensive and one of the best classic cars to own. And British as well, comes from the UK. Very, very nice example of one. I recommend, just like the Mark II we just looked at, the E-Type equally, come down and have a look at it for yourself. Come down and have a look at the history file, learn a bit about it for yourself, get a feel of the car, because I trust me, you will not be disappointed. Very nice example indeed. We've got an estimate of £40,000 to £45,000 on this car. And to be honest with you, I think for an E-Type that is in this sort of condition with that sort of history, that is the going rate. But before we finish this video today, I have a few honourable mentions to show you, which are this Ford Capri 1600 XL that's covered just 20,000 miles from new, that'll be sold in February. This 1961 Austin Mini 7 that's recently undergone a full restoration and in fantastic condition. This Volvo P1800S that is in fantastic condition and has been very conservatively estimated. This 83,000 mile example of an R129 SL500 that has 26 stamps in the book and a wealth of history. Finally, this Primrose Yellow original fill example of an Austin Healey Frog Eye Sprite. And that's it. That concludes the preview. Unfortunately, we've only been able to do one preview this time, but hopefully you've got a nice idea of the type of cars that we've got on this auction. Like I say, variation, something for everybody is what we aim to do. So come down, have a look, come down for viewing. Viewing takes place from Saturday the 20th, and then it resumes on Monday the 22nd, right through to Wednesday the 24th. So you can come down anytime during those days and have a look at the cars we've got on the auction and the history files. So that's the first thing. Second thing is registrations. They open on Saturday the 20th as well at 9 AM and they close on Wednesday the 24th at 10 PM. However, if you want to be a hall bidder, you can come down on the morning of the sale and register for that as well. Obviously, sale takes place on Thursday the 25th of July. We kick off at 10 o'clock. So any inquiries on any of the cars you've seen here today or on our online catalogue, please get in touch with us by telephone or by email. And if you've seen anything in this video today that you like the look of, have a look at our online catalogue or likewise give our team a call. Thank you very much for watching this video. You'll see us next time. Thank you very much.